With Comcast's 100% pure digital voice, internet, and cable TV network, enjoy the convenience of one provider for all your entertainment and communication needs. Experience Comcast superior services firsthand at the Woodfield or Fox Valley malls. Test the amazing speeds of Comcast high-speed internet with Power Boost for yourself and find out more about services included free with your subscription. Stop by our Woodfield and Fox Valley Mall locations today and get a special offer on service when you sign up at either location.
For the ultimate in high school sports coverage, turn on Comcast and get in on the game with Sports Weekly. Join Perry Williams each week for the latest scores and highlights from across Chicagoland. Sports Weekly gets you up close to the top players and the hottest teams in prep sports. So when you crave the action, get in on the game with Sports Weekly. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6:30 here on the Comcast Network, Chicago's leader in high school sports coverage.
The Comcast Network proudly presents the CN100 Game of the Week. Tonight, we come to you from Oak Lawn for a South Suburban crosstown clash between the Bulldogs of Richards and the Shepard Astros. And we welcome you to D. Wade Corn, Richards High School. Alongside the Hall of Famer, Kenny McReynolds, I'm Mark Kruger. Thanks for stopping by to our CN100 Game of the Week. Well, these two teams have combined for 31 victories so far this season. Only 4 miles separates these two schools, Shepard and nearby Palos Heights. So, Kenny, these two teams very familiar with one another.
Yeah, these two teams are very familiar with one another, Mark. Only 4 miles separate the two teams. But remember, Richards, they lost their last game by 1 point to Rich East. So, you know, they're coming out tonight very upset. Shepard, an 11-point winner over Chicago Christian last time out.
You mentioned that 11-point win over Chicago Christian. They're only 1 game back of Hillcrest in the South Suburban Blue. This is a very balanced Shepard team.
Yeah, very balanced Shepard team, and they really want to get this game tonight. But you know, playing on the road is always very difficult.
And as for Richards, you mentioned that 1-point tough loss on the road. They look to turn things around back home here.
Yeah, anytime you can be on your home court, and tonight is senior night, is the last home game, a big crowd. They had the ceremony beforehand, so you know this Richards team will be ready to play.
A couple of key players for Shepard. Derek Pullen, he poured in 17 points in that victory over Chicago Christian.
But you know what, when you talk about Derek Pullen, Mark, he's 6'3". He scores 20 points a game, but what stands out to me, he's averaging over 8 rebounds a game. Now that's not easy to do at only 6'3". He's a big-time player.
As for Richards, Carl Richard, he will give you a double-double pretty much every time on the floor.
It seems like we've been talking about Carl Richard for years. He's finally a senior, averaging 16.5 points, 7.5 rebounds per contest. But this guy can score 25 or 30 on any given night. He is a really big-time talent.
Should be a lot of fun. Shepard and Richards will have the starting lineups. The opening tip, we'll hear from Don Johnson as well. It's all coming up on our CN100 Game of the Week.
You're watching the Comcast Network, CN100, Chicago.
So let's find you a phone. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I travel in business.
Smartphone. Perfect for email.
I work out a lot.
The rocker plays music.
I'm allergic to felt.
Oh.
I like photography.
Great. How about a camera phone?
Smartphones, music phones, camera phones, and more. The variety you want is all right here. U.S. Cellular is wireless where you matter most.
A lot of snow in these parts over the past 24 hours. Hope you've all got your driveways and sidewalks shoveled and you're ready for exciting high school hoops. The Shepard Astros and the Richards Bulldogs here on CN 100. Mark Kruger along with Kenny McReynolds as we welcome you back to Oak Lawn. And you take a look at the starting five for the Shepard Astros and head coach Tony Ciccarello. See the starting five of Eddie Jones and Derek Pullen, Harrison Clark and Quentin Latimer, the starting five here for the Astros, who come into tonight's game with an overall mark of 15-5, 6-1 in the South Suburban Blue. For Richards, head coach John Chiappetto will bring out Elliot Gonzalez, Mike Denson, Sean Prattle, Tommy Thomas, and Carl Richard. Starting five for the Richards Bulldogs. The Bulldogs come into tonight's game with an overall mark of 16-4. Kenny talked about the 1-point loss to Rich East this past Tuesday. They are undefeated in the South Suburban Red at 7-0. This is the second meeting between these two teams. They met very early on in the season in a Thanksgiving tournament, November 19th, and Richards won rather easily by a score of 85-63. So, Kenny, a little revenge factor for the Astros here tonight.
Yeah, but it's going to be very difficult, of course. This is a very tough place to play. When you're at home on senior night, you know everybody is ready to play.
The third member of our broadcasting team is Don Johnson. Let's go courtside to DJ.
Hey, it's nice when you're holding court on D-Wade Court, courtesy Dwayne Wade. It's nice to have an NBA player as part of the Bulldog family, as he's contributed more than $170,000 worth of renovated gear, including a beautiful renovated floor that you're seeing behind us that they're doing the announcements on. 3 brand new NBA scoreboards, and of course they have a rear projection screen that they use for the introductions to the players. So a lot of nice toys courtesy Dwayne Wade, who graduated here. And you know, everybody loves Dwayne Wade. He came back here earlier this year, snuck into the gym, got a look at all these great things that they've done to the court, and he was smiling like a happy camper, said Kent Styler, the athletic director. Let's go over to Kenny. Showtime, baby.
Hey, it's showtime, and I don't blame Dwayne Wade. I would be smiling, too. All the money he put into this school. He's doing a great job. You always love it when the kids give back. And what a ball game we should have, Mark. And here's the tip.
Carl Richard, Marcus Clark to jump center, controlled by the Bulldogs in their home white jerseys with the black numbers. Gonzalez quickly on the drive, and it's blocked by Clark.
Boy, and one thing I like about Clark when he blocked that shot, notice after he blocked the shot, he controlled it. So he tipped it and controlled it.
Clark at 6'7". Saw Gonzalez with the drive. He sprained his ankle last week. He did play in that Rich East game, so he should be 100%.
And there's going to be a lot of contact in this ball game tonight because we're getting most of it because these people behind us are killing us. They're beating us up.
Shepard, and it's visiting orange jerseys with the white numbers. First possession for the Astros. A 15-foot shot in and out by Pullen. Gonzalez trying to save it, and he could not. It'll be Shepard ball.
Yeah, Gonzalez tried the old schoolyard play where he tried to bounce it off the man's leg, but he was already out of bounds when he came down with the basketball.
Kenny, interesting. Both of these two teams, or I should say both of these schools, they didn't have school today because of the bad weather. Is that going to affect this game, do you think, at all? Getting out of the normal routine, or isn't going to be?
No, I think the guys will be a lot happier tonight because they didn't have to go to class.
They probably did a lot of shoveling, though, instead of going to school. I know I did. We've got a foul, an offensive foul away for the ball. It'll be on Shepard.
Yeah, I don't do much shoveling.
Derek Pullen with his first. You got that high-powered snowblower is what you got.
Yeah, his name is Richard McReynolds.
Cross-court pass over here to Mike Denson. He'll pull up, and the three is in and out. Put back no by Prattle, and it's a rebound by Shepard and a foul against Richards.
Yeah, and that's going to be a reach-in foul there against Gonzalez. Boy, Shepard's had a couple of really nice looks at the basket. The ball just hasn't fallen here in the first minute of play, but they've had a couple of really nice looks. And
Richards knocks it out of bounds.
And when you get looks like the Bulldogs are getting, Mark, sooner or later that ball is going to fall because they have had some wonderful looks.
Bulldogs applying full court man-to-man pressure here to start the game. They get it to Eddie Jones. Jones gives it up to Clark in the right corner. Cross court over to Harrison. Popping out is Clark. Open little 10-footer is no good. Ball out of bounds. It will remain to Shepard, however. Vladimir had the easy 10-foot jumper, but he was one of those situations where he may have been too open.
Yeah, I think he was too open, and he had a great look at the basket. He had a wonderful look at the basket.
Vladimir into Pullen. Prattle is guarding Clark on the post. About a 3-inch height difference there, and we got another reach-in foul, this time against Tommy Thomas.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to my good buddy Tommy Thomas before the ball game, and he told me that this team was ready to play. They know that this is a crucial game at home.
15-foot shot, no good by Pullen. Of course, Tommy Thomas, the quarterback of the Richards football team.
But once again, another shot that just rolled out.
It was right there.
We've had both teams have a couple of great opportunities.
Saw Coach Corhonen in the building here tonight, the football coach of Richards. Prattle at the free throw line, loses it, gets it back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez dishes nicely. The shot by Richard, no good. Rebound to Shepard. We played 2 minutes, no score.
And again, pretty good looks.
Vladimir, the penetration, goes glass, nope, and the rebound to Denson. Quickly to Prattle, he'll have the dunk.
Well, that should settle everybody down. Great job running the fast break down court off the outlet. Prattle with a nice easy dunk.
Took 2 minutes and 15 seconds for someone to score, and it was a highlight film shot by Prattle. Clark holding up top. Vladimir loses it to Denson. Quickly, here's Prattle again. Oh, he missed the dunk this time, but got pushed by Clark, yeah.
Yeah, he was pushed in the back. Marcus Clark pushed him in the back. They're going to call it a 2-shot foul. But, you know, Mark, I have seen it when guys have been pushed in the back, and they'll give them an intentional.
It's so scary, Kenny, coming from behind.
Because he was actually, you know, he was pushed in his lower back.
Right. Prattle only a 51% free throw shooter on the year. Here's the first dunk.
There it is again. Prattle going up, and that's the first one. That's the only 2 points of the game so far tonight.
Let's go down to Don Johnson, Don.
You guys were talking about Tommy Thomas. He signed with Purdue as a quarterback, as you know. But actually, he's going to play safety there. But you know he had some impressive stats. 19 touchdowns, 1,400 yards as a quarterback. So he's a fine athlete. But you're going to see he's a pretty good jump shooter, too.
All right, Don, thank you very much. Oh, the tip-in by Derek Pullen.
Well, we talked about Pullen averaging 8 rebounds a game. There's one of them right there on the offensive boards. You better put a body on him.
Richards with the early 1-point lead. 3 ball by Denson. No, but there's
nice
Prattle.
rebound.
Oh, nice strip by Harrison.
Boy, nice rebound and the nice strip.
Yeah, Prattle brought that ball down, Kenny. You talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Never bring it down.
Keep it up. Because when you bring it down, the guards are there. Oh, what a nice backdoor cut.
David Harrison with the easy layup, and Shepard leads for the first time.
Great movement without the basketball.
Prattle will spot up for the 3. Leave it a little bit short. Clark with the rebound.
Don't think you really need that shot now.
Here's Pullen. Pass is intercepted, if you will, by Prattle. Gonzalez for Richards. And Elliott will penetrate. Some fancy dribbling. Have it blocked again by Clark. And it'll go out of bounds to Shepard.
Well, did he block out of bounds or did he call it travel? But it was a little too much one-on-one, a little too much over-dribbling.
Yeah, that's the second time tonight, Kenny, that Gonzalez has dribbled in and Clark has knocked it away.
Yeah, you don't have to do it by yourself. You have 4 teammates to get involved.
Pullen, and it goes out of bounds to the Astros here. As McGee is going to come into the game. Dwayne McGee for Coach Geppetto and the Bulldogs. McGee is 6'3" senior. And before the attempted shot by Marcus Clark, we've got a Richards foul. It will be on McGee.
Boy, it didn't take McGee long to get into the scorer's book.
Get it inside to Pullen. Pullen trying to back up on Tommy Thomas. He goes in, partially blocked, and here comes Richards. Richard from 18, in and out. Look at that strong rebound by Pullen. Eddie Jones thought about the shot. Now picks up his dribble. Tried to get into Clark, knocked away by Denson. Ball loose, and what's the call?
Yeah, Denson was out of bounds. Yeah, Denson touched the ball last, but he was standing on the end line. So it will go back to Shepard.
Demetrius Ward inbounding it for Shepard. Here's Marcus Clark. Kick it outside. Over here to Eddie Jones. Bounce pass inside to Harrison. Harrison on the penetration from 15, way off. And the rebound to Gonzalez. Boy, Shepard did not look good that offense.
They really did not. And Gonzalez is always around the basketball.
And Tommy Thomas had his shot partially blocked by Pullen. Two great athletes going at it right there. Demetrius Ward. And stepping out of bounds was Derek Pullen. So another turnover. It'll be Richards' ball.
And this game does not have any flow to it early. You take a look at tonight's officials.
Rich Driscoll, Bob St. Ledger, and Mike McCarthy, the arbitrators tonight.
So I don't know if it was because the kids had the day out of school and got here later than they normally would be. I would think if you didn't have to go to school today, you would be happy and you'd be fresher. Nice cut.
Denson had a good look, but it was off. Jones with the rebound. Demetrius Ward. Bounce pass into Harrison.
Boy, now see, that's a great post. That is a great post.
Nice baseline move and a little 8-foot jumper by David Harrison.
And see, he's 6'2", 190, but he's strong. You can see how big and how much space he takes up underneath.
Thomas with the drive and another blocking foul on Marcus Clark. If that is on Clark, that would be his second.
See, now watch David Harrison. See how he's posting right here? He takes up so much space in a quick spin move.
Oh, beautiful.
For the nice, easy layup. But the key there was he was in great position. He's down low. He spreads out wide. Then he gets a little spin move. So that is the key. He did such a great job of taking up space.
Tommy Thomas hits the free throw as Richard and Gonzalez return for Coach Geppetto.
So many times youngsters, they just stand straight up on the blocks and just think you should lob it to them. I think that time Harrison showed you what you're supposed to do. When he took up space, got down, had a great base, his balance was wonderful, and then he's right there for the two.
Try to get as wide as you can down there in the block. Demetrius Ward, and he is going to be fouled here up top.
Yeah, I think it was Corey Wolf.
Yeah, indeed. His first and the team's fourth. Stephen Reynolds triggers the inbounds to Jones. Demetrius Ward kicking it out. Ward will spot up for the three. Hits the back iron, no good. Gonzalez had the good position. Reynolds may have gone over the back.
Yeah, and he's going to call Reynolds for reaching over.
So that's Reynolds' first personal. Denson comes in. Also, Sconiers come into the ball game.
Hey, Shepard fans made the long trip.
6-5 in favor of the visiting Shepard Astros. Minute 37 remaining here in the opening quarter.
Shepard in the zone.
Denson faked the three. Gets it up top to Gonzalez. So Shepard changing defenses here. Kenny mentioned into his zone. They tried the alley-oop to Richard. It's not there. Prattle fighting for the loose ball. We got a scrum going on, and we got a held ball.
And Richard came down awkwardly, and he was limping, hopping on his foot, but he's telling the coaches he's okay. Going for that backdoor lob. He came down, and once he came down, he began to hop on his foot. but obviously he's okay because he waved the coaches off and said, I'm okay.
So Jones will bring it up here for Shepard as we approach the 1 minute mark of the opening quarter. Pullen dumping it inside nicely to Reynolds, who goes glass.
But Reynolds did a good job getting position behind his man on the post. All you had to do was lob it over to him for the easy 2.
8-5, Shepard by 3, and Kenny, we are under a minute. Richards with only 1 field goal this entire quarter.
And Shepard now with a 1-2-2 zone.
Richard for 3, no. Battle for the rebound, it will remain Bulldogs ball.
One thing about Shepard, they are switching their defense, which I like it like that when you're a coach, because you make them think what you're going to do. Here it is again. Now, watch right there. See, all he had to do, he had Gonzalez on his shoulder, then he just takes a step back, and then he gets the easy layup. Great positioning there.
Fouls on Derek Pullen. That is his second. So the Astros, Kenny, a little bit of foul trouble here. Both Clark and Pullen, 2 key guys for the Astros with 2 personals here in this first quarter.
Here in the first quarter, boy, I tell you, that's tough.
Get it inside to Prattle. He goes glass and hits it.
Boy, great spacing, great movement of the basketball at that time by the Bulldogs.
So Sean with 5 of the 7 points for Richards. As the Bulldogs, Prattle knocks it out of bounds. Bulldogs are within 1, 8-7. Here with 18 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Reynolds gets it in for Shepard. Eddie Jones works off to the right. And it's stolen by Prattle. Here's Richard in the breakout.
He almost lost control of it, but once he was able to get control of it, it was an easy 2.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Carl Richard with the dunk to give the Richard Bulldogs a 1-point lead at the end of 1 here in Oaklawn as Mr. Richard goes up for his first 2 of the game. We'll be back for second quarter action in a moment.
You're watching the Comcast Network, CN100, Chicago.
Hey, Riley, Mrs.
Yes.
All right, these are for you.
Thank you. It's our anniversary. Oh, thank you.
That'll be $65.
I'm sorry, I have to pay for flowers that someone sent me?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
You know it's not fair? Asthma. Okay? I'm a good runner. I don't have the wind, though.
With free incoming calls,
Yeah.
U.S. Cellular is wireless where you matter most.
Back to Richards High School. Coverage of tonight's game is sponsored by Comcast. Digital cable with on-demand, high-speed internet with Power Boost, and reliable home phone service. Get all 3 great products on one convenient bill. Call 1-888-4BEST-TV and ask about the triple play. And by U.S. Cellular, wireless where you matter most. First quarter numbers, Kenny, not very good. Shepard 4 of 11 from the floor. Richards 3 of 11.
Yeah, and the game didn't have a flow to it. I think,
right.
I don't know, maybe you may have a good point that they didn't go to school today, so maybe they're out of their normal routine, but these teams are much better than that, and you will see Shepard staying in this 1-2-2 zone.
Outside is Denson. Richard in the right corner will spot up and he'll drill the 3.
Boy, we know he is a big-time player. Going to Indiana State, that is a tremendous recruit for Indiana State because he's an all-stater.
Richards leads now 12-8. Tried the backdoor cut and it's knocked out of bounds by Thomas, but Tommy may have fouled him, and he did.
Did he call it? Yeah. Hit it again. I see Richard. He's about a step behind, nothing but net. But the spacing, he's standing there waiting, catching and shoot position. As soon as he catches that basketball, it's going up into the air.
Interesting about Carl Richard, Kenny, his father, as they get it inside, and it's blocked nicely by Prattle. Demetrius Ward working on Prattle, looking for an opening, now drives. And he is fouled as he took it strong to the hoop.
I like this kid. What an athlete. He is determined to do good things. You can see Demetrius Ward right there creating something out of nothing off of the dribble. He's doing such a tremendous job off the dribble. He's doing a great job. Look at his upper body. He looks like a linebacker.
He sure does. First free throw is good by Ward. Getting back to Richard Kenny, his father and his grandfather, both of them grew about 5 or 6 inches after high school. Could you imagine if Carl Richard grew 6 more inches after high school?
Yeah,
Indiana State will be licking his chops.
Well, they should be licking their chops anyway because he's an all-stater.
Exactly. No question. Saw a brief shot at Coach Tony Ciccarello there. We got a foul called here. Demetrius Ward with the personal, his first. Tommy Thomas back to the line.
That is something if you can grow 5 inches after high school.
Oh, man.
A little too hard there for Tommy. There's Coach Shepard.
1 of 2 from the line for Tommy Thomas. And it's 13-10, Bulldogs by 3. Bounce pass, Jones cannot track it down in the corner. It'll be a turnover.
And the ball is in the crowd.
Here's Coach Ciccarello. We got Ciccarello versus Shepard tonight.
Not bad, huh?
2 outstanding coaches.
They've been here a long time too, huh? Each team with outstanding seasons. We mentioned Shepard 15-5, Richards 16-4. And what a tough loss for Richards the other day.
Down to the wire. Prattle's kind of an off-balance shot. Rebound to Reynolds. Here's Ward, 2-on-1. And it's blocked by Tommy Thomas, I believe he got up there. Denson grabs it for Richards. Quickly ahead. Oh, what a pass to Tommy Thomas. It's blocked by Reynolds. They're going to call a foul on Stephen, though. Oh, my.
Stephen Reynolds shows some athleticism.
Did he get up?
The outlet pass to the quarterback.
And what a pass.
Look at pass. I mean, that is a great pass to the quarterback from Denson. And Reynolds comes over with the left hand and blocks the ball, but gets a lot of body. Boy, I tell you.
Oh, my.
Man.
So Tommy Thomas will have 2. He hits the first. All of his points coming from the free throw line here tonight. He's 4 of 5 from the charity stripe.
What a shot. I mean, what a pass. That was an outlet pass to the quarterback.
Full court pass, yeah, to Tommy Thomas, who turned into a receiver. Richards by 5. Trying to answer at the other end is Harrison. He misfires. Richard with the rebound. Don Johnson, what have you got?
Well, Stephen Reynolds, coach refers to him, Tony Ciccarello refers to him as his scrappiest player. And you got a piece of that action when he blocked that shot. You could see it.
Yeah, he's scrappy.
3 ball is no good by Thomas, out of bounds to the Astros. And you certainly like to have a guy like that, Kenny, you know, a guy that'll scrap and do the dirty work for you.
Well, I think every team has to have one. Every team has to have a guy that will go do the dirty work, block the shots, get the rebounds, not worry about the scoring, let somebody else worry about that.
Kenny, interesting now as we approach the 6-minute mark. Marcus Clark back into the game for Shepard with those 2 personal fouls as they turn the ball over.
Yeah, they turn the ball over, and I think you have to go right at Clark right now unless they stay in the zone.
I was just going to say they're probably going to go 2-3 here to try to save Clark. But they're going, looks like they're going man-to-man, Kenny.
Well, then I go right to Clark.
Exactly. Gonzalez to Richard.
See, what do you have to do now is just drive. Okay, now.
There's Prattle, giving it up to Richard. He'll take the 15-footer short. Clark with the rebound.
Not a good-looking shot by Richard as he kicked his foot out when he shot it instead of going just straight up.
Jones has it stolen by Richard. Carl up top to Tommy Thomas, who lays it in. And a timeout taken here by Coach Ciccarello and the Shepard Astros as the Bulldogs have opened up a 7-point lead.
Well, what the Bulldogs do so well, they run the court. And you see right there, Richard with the no-look pass to Thomas right there for the nice easy layup. They do a good job. Here it is again, the no-look pass. Tommy Thomas streaking towards the basket for the nice easy layup. But the Bulldogs do a tremendous job of running the floor. They get the outlet and they like to go. And they do it as well as anybody we've seen in the south suburbs.
So Shepard trying not to let this one get out of hand. They call a timeout here. The Astros, we mentioned, knocking off Chicago Christian on Tuesday. They defeated Tinley Park a week ago, 65-50. We talk about the balance of this Astro team. 4 players in double figures in that ball game. Pullen with 16, Ward had 15, Harrison with 14, and Clark with 11. And really, Kenny, no one from Shepard has really, well, Harrison's got a couple of field goals, but other than that, no one has really got on track offensively.
Yeah, offensively, they are not looking good. On the offensive end, they don't look good, but it's still early. There's a lot of basketball to be played.
No question about it. Again, Richards comes out with that full court pressure. Now it looks like they go into a trap
zone.
Yeah, right, half court. Skip pass to Harrison.
Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Just
Reynolds,
right over.
beautiful. Yeah.
Boy, if you want to know how to beat a zone trap, that was it right there. Just passed right over it. They attacked it, passed right over it. Easy layup.
The lead is now 5 for the Bulldogs, 17-12. Here's Richard driving left baseline. He'll go to the reverse. Tip in is no good by Denson. And now Jones will give it up here in the backcourt for Shepard. Picking up his dribble is Pullen. Richard battling for it. He's got the open look, and it's fouled. A good foul by Eddie Jones.
Well, there's a great foul by Eddie Jones because you do not want to give up an easy slam dunk. What you want to do is make Carl Richard earn that 2 points. If you're going to get it, you're going to have to earn it.
And Carl on the year, 73% from the charity stripe. 4:41 to go here in this first half. Mark Kruger along with Ken McReynolds and Don Johnson coming to you from Richards High School. 6 points on the night now for Carl Richard.
Boy, it seems like we've been talking about him forever.
6'6" senior, as Kenny mentioned, headed to Indiana State. Pretty good fit for him, don't you think?
Yes, I think it'll be a great fit. And he's smart. He went to a place where he thought he could get a lot of playing time.
There you go. 1 of 2 for Carl from the free throw line. The lead is 6 for the Bulldogs. Marcus Clark giving it up to Harrison. Into the block. Turnaround by Pullen is good. Derek with 4. See if he can get going.
Well, so you got to get the ball down low.
Kick ball by Jones.
I think you got to get it down to Sean Pato. Here's the last Shepard basket. Again, look at how well they get on the block. Just strong. They really do such a tremendous job on the block there. You see Pullen doing a great job of getting great position, playing wide on the blocks. Easy inbound to Richard for the 2.
8 points for Carl. And Richard's lead is back up to 6, 20-14. And we're going to have a hand check foul on Tommy Thomas. Boy, that would be number 3 on Thomas. Oh, check that. I got it.
Boy, here it is again. Look at the nice move there. Inside to Richard. Nice inbound play and the nice easy layup.
Only Thomas's 2nd personal foul. So Derek Pullen to the line here for Shepard. Team's 8th, so 1 and the bonus here for Derek. Gets the roll.
Kind of a line drive shot, just barely made it over the rim, but was able to get that secondary bounce.
See if he puts a little more arc in this one.
A lot more.
Oh, yeah. Gets the back iron, though, no good. Gets the rebound. And it's knocked away on the pass by Richard.
So you got to take that shot. That's a shot you don't mind if he takes.
Gonzalez to Wolf.
So you got to go right at Clark.
Yep. Here's
Let's
the
go right at him. Oh,
nice
move.
Denson hesitates in the air and puts it in.
Oh,
whoa.
How did that one get down?
Wow. 7-point lead for Richards. Here's Pullen, and he connects.
Well, we talked about him in the open, averaging 20 points a ball game. This young man has such a great release.
He's got 7, brings his Astros to within 5. Denson on the drive goes glass.
Well, I love it when a team attacks, Mark, and that's exactly what the Bulldogs are doing. They are attacking the basket on offense.
24-17. The drive by Reynolds, and it's out of bounds to Shepard.
Trying to draw the charge, no go, but it's a good try.
Both teams starting to pick it up offensively a little bit here. We're at the 3:11 mark of this first half. Richards leads by 7. Stolen by Denson. Here's Mike behind the back dribble. Ooh, pass to Richard is knocked away. Gonzalez battling for it, and Gonzalez may have gotten fouled by Ward. It is indeed on Demetrius.
Everybody going for every loose ball.
Oh, that's it. I mean, Kenny, those are the type of the fouls that as your head coach, hey, he's hustling, he's going for the ball.
Right. I mean, you have no problem with that.
Right.
Because everybody's going for every loose ball.
Sammy Olin, number 30, is coming into the ball game for Richards. Prattle is coming out of the game. Looks like he's got a problem with his right leg. There's some blood on there. So.
Yeah, so he had to come out.
So they're going to attend to that as Gonzalez hits the free throw. Elliott's first point of the night.
Oh, he's okay because he's smiling and laughing at the cheerleaders right behind him. So you know, I got some blood on me. You go sit down next to the cheerleaders. You know, hey, look, got the little blood. They're gonna tape me up. I'm gonna get back in there. You know, a little tough guy.
There you go. Look like a warrior now.
Yeah.
I've got some tape on me. I'm wrapped up. Ward on the penetration has it knocked away. Gonzalez. Oh, look at that pass to Denson, who goes to the reverse.
And again, they're attacking the basket. But that is so funny that, you know, Prattle, he gets taped up. He didn't hear one word the trainer said. He was sitting there talking to the cheerleaders.
Olin rattles around, and the offensive rebound counted by Reynolds, and he got fouled.
Well, you better put a body on Reynolds because he has shown that he's a great athlete. Watch when nobody puts a body on him, and look, right there, he just comes out of nowhere from the right of your screen for the easy putback and the foul. Here's Prattle, he's back. But you better put a body. Reynolds has shown us early in this ball game that he's a really good athlete and he can jump out of the gym.
Corey Wolf, by the way, guilty of the foul. That's his second. In and out for Reynolds, but it will be Shepard ball.
Boy, and that's a shame because Prattle and Richard both going for the ball. They were both there and both knocked it out of bounds.
The lead is 8 for Richards. A wide open look from Harrison is way off. Gonzalez with the rebound. Elliott pushing it hard, goes around Jones and lays it in.
Well, the game plan with Gonzalez is to attack, and that's what he's been doing all evening. Every time he gets the basketball, he's going straight to the basket.
He's probably saying, finally, Clark isn't there to knock it away. Richards by 10, 29 to 19. Oh, a nice dish from Olin.
Clark over the back. You know what? Clark, that will be his third. Watch Gonzalez coming down to your screen. Look at this. He gets the ball three-quarter court, and he just goes. I mean, there was no pass in his game that time. He took off. He was going to attack, and that is Marcus Clark's third personal foul.
It is indeed, Kenny. Oh boy, with 1:58 to go in the half. And Coach Ciccarello, at least for now, is leaving him in there.
Boy,
as Carl
he's an
Richard,
aggressive young man, awfully thin. He may have the smallest legs I've ever seen.
2 shots for Richard and the double bonus.
Now he's going to come out. But have you ever seen any legs that thin?
No.
Those are the thinnest legs I've ever seen.
Second free throw forthcoming for Carl Richard. And he connects on that. And it's 30 to 19 in favor of the Bulldogs. 2 minutes to go.
Shepard really needs to get it going on the offensive end.
Up top, this is Reynolds. He's been a little bit of a spark for the Astros. Oh, steal, look out.
Denson ready to play.
Denson slams it home.
But he was standing back there and just waiting for that pass. Now here comes Richard with the steal.
Oh my, Shepard starting to unravel a little bit here towards the end of this first half. Richard for 3.
Well, you better call a timeout. I would call a timeout. Call a timeout. Shepard called that timeout to stop this. One thing I guarantee the coaching staff of Shepard, what they're going to tell their guys, somebody's got to meet the basketball. Here it is again, Denson with the steal and the Showtime dunk. But now what? Richard gets the ball, swing Gonzalez. Back to Richard, catch and shoot. Nothing but net. So five straight points, all coming off your defense.
12
But one
points.
thing that Shepard has to do, two things. A, put a little more zip on their passes, and B, somebody has to meet the basketball.
Yeah.
They're just standing there, and especially with Denson, he was down in a defensive crouch. He saw that ball coming, and he just darted right out and grabbed that ball for the easy dunk.
And to your point, Kenny, Shepard with 8 turnovers this quarter. You can't have eight turnovers.
You have to meet the basketball.
So we'll see if the Astros can stop the bleeding, if you will. Oh, a near steal by Gonzalez, knocked out of bounds. 35-19 in favor of Richards.
Well, and you see this 35-19 score, you would think, wow, that the Bulldogs are really doing a great job offensively. Give credit to their defense.
Absolutely.
Their defense has been absolutely superb tonight.
Reynolds popping out, gives it back to Ward as we approach the 1-minute mark. Harrison holding. Pulling with a deep 3, air ball. Reynolds tried to save it. Gonzalez. And a traveling guy, traveling by Sammy Olin.
Yeah, took an extra step.
Here's Eddie Jones in the backcourt for Shepard. 45 seconds to go.
If you're Richards, you want no foul. Just play good, solid defense.
And just as you say,
there's no need for that. You have a 35-19 lead. You do not want to put them on the free throw line for a chance to take 2 points off of this lead with the clock not moving. I mean, you don't want to do that, and that's Denson's going to come right out for that.
Coach Geppetto brings him out as Corey Wolf will come in.
Well, I'm sure he's going to say why.
Absolutely.
You have the lead 35-19. They're in the bonus, so there's no need to stop the clock.
And Eddie Jones hits the free throw. That's his first point of the game. 35-20. Chris Thigpen into the game for Shepard. Second free throw is also good by Eddie Jones. And it's 35-21 Richards. Gonzalez walks it up here for the Bulldogs. See if they go for the last shot here with 30 seconds to go.
I think you do. You're not in a hurry. You have the lead.
Gonzalez and Wolf switch positions. Wolf,
good
the backdoor
movement.
cut to the left hand and in.
Great movement without the ball, but a great pass there by Sean Patel.
Yeah, good recognition. And with 11 and 4/10 seconds, it will remain Shepard ball.
Watch Preto right here. You get it to Sean. Great recognition. Kick it back out. Easy two. I called him Patel. Somebody in the crowd called him Prato. I'm going to call him Prato, but they should know. Yeah, Prato, they know more than me.
Harrison on the drive. It's no good. His putback is good, however.
Count it.
Count it at the buzzer. So the Richards Bulldogs have opened up the lead here in this second quarter. They lead by 14, 37-23 over the Shepard Astros.
Boy, that scoring really picked up because it was 9-8 at the end of the quarter.
Yes, it was,
So
indeed.
everybody settled down and was able to get things going.
Carl Richard with 10 of his 12 first-half points coming in that second quarter. Let's go down to Don Johnson. DJ.
Courtside with Coach Geppetto. A little sluggish start in the first quarter, but then you finally got things going after Carl Richards' big dunk.
Yeah, you know, the pace of the game in the first quarter was not our pace. In the second quarter, it was more to our liking and how we like to do things, get after people defensively and run out and get some easy baskets that way. And so, you know, that it's a tale of two quarters. We just hope the second half is more like the second quarter than the first.
Well, your guys seem to tune up on defense and turn up the pressure, get some turnovers. And I think turnovers were the key in that second quarter.
Yeah, you know, the only thing I was disappointed was I think that we gave up too many second shots. But, you know, there's some big, strong guys on Shepard. And Poland's doing a pretty nice job of getting open and getting some shots. But, Yeah, that's how we play. That's when we're at our best.
Well, maybe it's your son coming here and seeing the game tonight is your lucky charm.
Yeah, let's hope. He's with us all the time.
Okay, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Let's send it back over to the sideline.
All right, Don, Coach Geppetto, thank you very much. 28 second quarter points for the Bulldogs as they outscore the Astros in that second quarter, 28-15, to take this 14-point lead into the locker room. We'll take a timeout and come back here to Richards in Oak Lawn right after this timeout.
You're watching the Comcast Network, CN100, Chicago.
Hi, I'm Calvin Davis, Director of Sports Administration and After School Learning for the Chicago Public Schools. Over the past 4 years, we've compared the data of the student athletes and the general student population. That data shows that in over 93% of our schools, student athletes have higher attendance percentages, higher grade point averages, and higher graduation rates. This study tells us that participation in sports makes a significant difference in student performance. Chicago Public League Sports is one of the largest programs in the nation, offering 31 sports to some 60,000 high school students during the school year and the summer sports program. We are very proud to provide those sports programs for students of the Chicago Public Schools, with the goal of improving academic performance and enhancing scholarship opportunities. We're also proud of our partnership with Comcast as we work together to support high school sports in the Chicagoland community.
Welcome back to Richards High School. We are at halftime. The Bulldogs on top by a score of 37-23. Let's go courtside to Don Johnson. Don.
With Shepard coach Tony Ciccarello, what were some of the points of emphasis you made to your team in terms of trying to rectify some of the problems you had in the first half?
We're going to have to handle pressure better. We want to definitely pass the ball, meet every pass, and every time they extend the defense and pressure, that's an opportunity for us to attack the basket because there is no help side defense. So we talk about just stay confident, meet the ball, and keep going at the basket. Be aggressive.
You got some pretty good minutes from Reynolds off the bench, and finally Derek got going with his offense. And so, the outlook should be pretty good coming into the second half, but I know you were disappointed with some of those things.
Well, absolutely. I was disappointed with the turnovers and a little bit of impatience on our part. Second half, there's no such thing as a 14-point basket. We're going to have to get it possession by possession, get stops at the defensive end, and then get the ball to the open man on offense.
I know you told me your trademark is trying to play tough and hang in there. I'm sure you'll do it in the second half.
Hey, we're going to go after it.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back over to Mark and Kenny.
All right, Don Johnson, thank you very much. As Richards with an impressive second quarter here tonight. And Kenny, we take a look at the first half highlights. It's led by Sean Prattle.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Sean has played an outstanding game. Here it is on the bust out and the nice slam dunk for the first 2 points of the game. But Shepard doing a great job. I love the way they get down low on the post, as Harrison does that as well as anyone we've seen. And you go up, the nice move in the middle there by Steven Reynolds. And look at this. Great movement without the basketball as Denson goes in with a nice strong move. They swing the ball around. Here it is again. Denson off the steal. He was waiting for that pass. He read that play. Easy two. Gonzalez swings over to Richard. You know what? That is a three-pointer, and that was a 5-point run for the Richards Bulldogs, all coming off of defense. You can get your offense from your defense. Boy, that's a thing of beauty.
Let's take a look at the first half statistics here as you take a look at Shepard shooting 39%.
And see, the key, 39%, 52%. But look at Shepard, 12 rebounds. They've out-rebounded Richard because a lot of those are offensive putbacks and tips. But the key step, 12 turnovers. But I love what Coach said, what I had said earlier. You have to meet the basketball. You have to meet those passes. I love when they listen to me, you know? Yeah, you just can't wait for them to throw the ball. You have to go get it. You have to meet it.
Shepard inbound here to start this third quarter. Poland drives, takes it all the way, and a blocking foul is going to be called. So right away, Derek will come to the free throw line.
Boy, Poland taking it right to the hoop.
Sean Prattle guilty of the foul, his second.
See, I think Coach made a good point. Good ball movement. There's been no weak side help.
Shepard on the in the first half, Kenny, 0 for 3 from behind the arc. Richards 2 of 7. Both of those 2 3-pointers by Richard. As 2 free throws by Pullen, he hits the first.
Good-looking ball player, Mr. Pullen. I don't know. I don't have the notes where he's going to college. I'm not sure if he knows yet. Huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure either, Kenny.
But he is definitely a big-time player.
He's got 9 points here tonight. Into Prattle.
He's triple teamed. That's great recognition.
And good ball movement. It frees up Gonzalez. He drives back to Prattle. Boy, good defense, though, by Shepard. Oh, but Prattle answers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough basket there. Prattle, give him credit. That was a very tough shot as he went through the double team. But earlier, he was triple teamed and had the great recognition to know to throw that out.
39-25 in favor of Richards. Eddie Jones gives it up to Pullen. Richard is guarding Pullen. That should be a good matchup. Inside to Clark. Marcus working with those 3 fouls. Gets it to go.
Well, he's so thin. All you have to do is put a body on him or elbow.
Oh, Tommy Thomas goes airborne.
Tommy. Woo-hoo. Showtime.
We've got some athletes out here tonight. Oh, 41-27. Oh, a near steal. Look out as Steven Reynolds goes flying into the stands. It'll be Bulldogs ball.
Now, did Tommy do this on purpose? Here's your lob. Does he know he's going backwards? Oh, unbelievable.
Wow.
What an athletic play by Tommy Thomas. Tommy, don't hurt him.
Don Johnson, what have you got?
You're talking about Derek Pullian and what schools are interested in him. Southern Illinois and Tennessee Tech are talking to him right now, and they have a real interest in his athleticism.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. He's a tremendous athlete.
Demetrius Ward is going to come back in for Shepard. There's a good look at Pullen, who is looking to inbound. He gets it into Ward. Minute and a half gone by here in this third quarter. Dumping it inside to Clark. He goes glass. Marcus with a couple of field goals here in the third.
Well, yeah, I just don't understand why you just don't get really physical with him. But see, now Prado's doing it on offense.
Jensen, his first miss of the night.
What an outlet. And Gonzalez just Gonzalez outran everybody because he just showed his speed there, didn't he?
Richard may have gotten away with a walk. Missed the shot. Rebound to Shepard. Here's Ward. Quickly ahead to Harrison. Makes the move on Prattle. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Ward. Pullen comes up with it. In and out. Rebound to Richard.
Well, and look how smart Richard is. Just covers up to make sure he has the basketball.
Tommy Thomas with a wild shot as Clark gets the rebound and he gets fouled. Just a little bit out of control that time by Thomas.
Well, I think every time Clark touches the basketball, he's going to get fouled because everybody feels he's so thin that you can just reach in and take it from him. And you can see he had the basketball, and they just reached in and said, you know what, we could take it from him.
Right.
But as he develops more strength, people won't feel that way because he's only a junior.
Stolen away. Here's Gonzalez to Prattle to Thomas, and a foul is going to be called. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Now, going to give him a shooting foul or not? He was going for the lob. Right. Ward pushed him.
Yeah, he's getting 2 shots.
Yeah, here it is again. Now watch Ward off the lob. See, he goes up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Ward pushes him out of bounds.
Yes. Good call by the officials. So Tommy Thomas is in double figures now with 10.
I think Ward said one highlight reel dunk is enough for tonight.
How about it? But boy, can Mr. Thomas get up in the air.
Well, he'll be a safety at Purdue.
1 of 2, rebound to Pullen. It's 42-29, Richards. The Bulldogs looking for win number 17. Here they come, Richard, and it's a little bit overthrown. We'll turn the ball back to Shepard.
Boy, unforced turnovers. Those are the turnovers that coaches really get upset about.
And now the Bulldogs applying that full court man-to-man pressure. They get it into Ward. Demetrius crosses the timeline. It's guarded by Gonzalez. Now they switch up. Richards is on him. An open Reynolds, who is fouled.
One thing you have to say about Shepard, they do a good job of finding the open man. They do a tremendous job of finding the open man.
So Steven Reynolds to the free throw line here. 5:02 to go here in this third quarter. Steven cannot hit the first.
A little bit too long.
Reynolds with 6 points on the night. Give him 7. And it's a 42-30 Bulldogs lead. Tommy Thomas, or I should say that's number 33. Keith Sconier is getting ready to check in. Gonzalez's shot, no. Richard is there to put it in.
Boy, he's everywhere, isn't he?
Wow.
He's always around the basketball, and that's something you can't teach.
No, just has a knack for being around the basketball. 14 on the night for Carl. Pulling, lobbing it inside to Harrison. Got Richard in the air and put it in.
Well, once you get your man in the air, you're in control.
Yeah, yep. Lead back to 12. Thomas on the drive. Out to Richard. Richard drives back
nice
to Tommy
pass.
Thomas. Swish.
What about that pass? Great pass.
12 points for Tommy Thomas. The lead is back to 14. It's where it was at halftime. The three by Pullen, in and out. Clark with the rebound and has it stolen from behind by Denson.
You see how they just reach right at his hands, but every time he gets the basketball, they just feel they can take it from him.
And as he gets stronger,
that won't happen.
Yeah.
Right, that won't happen. Boy, watch the pass. Watch the nice pass. No look pass, swing it out. Tommy with the deuce.
46-32 Bulldogs. Gonzalez brings it up against Ward. Gonzalez gives it off to Denson. Denson drives right baseline looking for an outlet, and it goes off of Harrison. He kicked it. 3:38 remaining here in this third quarter. Gonzalez looking to get it in. Wide open is Denson, and he hits the three. Kenny, you can't leave him open like that.
Not like that. I mean, he was wide open. He had to take that shot.
Denson is 5 of 6 from the field tonight. He hit his first 4 shots. He's in double figures now with 11.
Boy,
Take another look.
Look how wide open he is.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Had to take that one.
Well, we'd just like to remind our viewers that the Game of the Week continues. Coverage of Illinois High School hoops with the boys showdown in Chicago. Tune in on Monday, February 4th at 7 p.m. as the Whitney Young Dolphins host the Lions of Lincoln Park. For additional air dates and times, visit our website at cn100.tv.
And they're dancing here at D-Wade Court.
Dancing in the stands here in Oak Lawn.
And you know what? The Richards fans have a lot to be dancing about. As you take a look at the across from us, you can see Dwayne Wade's jersey retired.
Yep. 3:33 to go here in this third quarter. 49-32. Bulldogs with the lead, and now Richards with some full court pressure. Now they drop back a little bit. Sconiers guarding Reynolds. Steven may have walked, but a blocking foul is going to be called before the travel.
Boy, he was out of control,
Yes, he
and you bailed him out. He was totally out of control with nowhere to go, and you bail him out.
Tommy Thomas and also Sean Prattle return for Coach Geppetto, as Denson and Richard will take a breather here.
Well, that makes sense. You have the big lead. You can give those guys a little break. And I'm sure Coach would try to keep them out until the fourth quarter.
Reynolds gets it into Pullen. Pullen will spot up from 17. Nope. Ball loose, and it should be Shepard's ball, and it is.
Yeah, you know, again, you had 2 white shirts going for the basketball. No communication as both the guys went for the ball, and it went out of bounds. Oh, that's too easy.
Clark, and he got fouled by Prattle.
Boy, they didn't guard Clark at all.
No.
On the inbounds, he was standing by himself. That was way too easy. As this young lady would tell you.
Yes. So Marcus Clark to the free throw line for the first time tonight. And he hits it.
Nothing but net. I wonder what his wingspan is, because he has the longest arms.
Man.
I bet his wingspan has to be of someone at least, what, 7'2", 7'3"?
Yeah, and only a junior, Kenny. I wonder if he stopped growing.
I know his parents probably hope so.
Yeah. 49-33. Richards with the lead. Good ball movement by the Bulldogs. The drive by Sconiers. Reynolds has it for Shepard.
That was a good ball movement and great spacing that time.
Harrison, his turnaround is way off. Gonzalez with the rebound. Oh, nice bounce pass up forward to Thomas, who used his body beautifully, Kenny.
He uses his body so well to block off the defender. And again, another acrobatic basket by the quarterback, Tommy Thomas.
14 for Thomas. Half of his points coming in this third quarter. Pullen cannot hit. Boy, Richards now up by 18. Make it 21.
Oh.
Wow.
Tommy's feeling it.
Tommy Thomas has erupted here in this third quarter.
Well, he told me before the game he was ready to play. I saw him back in the auxiliary gym. He told me he was ready to play tonight.
Double team by Reynolds and a backcourt violation.
Yeah. Reynolds came down in the backcourt. Well, I'm surprised. Watch the acrobatic layup by Tommy Thomas. Coming in, has the angle, uses his body to keep the defender off of him, and comes away with the easy two.
Trying to get the three-point play, but the officials did not call nothing. Richard, look at that move. Oh my, as he goes to the glass.
Boy, they are on a roll now.
16 for Richard. And the lead is 23.
And again, Gonzalez almost had the steal there. They're doing this on the defensive end.
Exactly.
As well as they're playing on offense, defensively is the reason they have this big lead.
Here's Demetrius Ward. His threes, no, but look at Pullen. Has it stripped. Second effort is good.
Well, how smart was he? He lets the defender go up, and when his man comes down, he goes up for the easy two. That's a smart basketball player.
11 points for Derek. He's the leading scorer for the Astros. As Tommy Thomas will bring it out. 1:10 remaining here in this third quarter. Richard had it knocked out of bounds by Ward. And back into the game for Shepard, David Harrison. For Richards, it'll be number 12, Corey Wolf.
Yeah, Gonzalez will get a little breather.
Just over a minute remaining. Inside, and it's blocked by Clark. Here's Eddie Jones bringing it up for the Astros. Ward directing traffic, popping out is Clark. Inside to Harrison, his turnaround, and he gets it to go.
Boy, I don't know if we can see that again, but what a great way to use your body. You know the way he used his body to create some space, Harrison did?
He's so strong, too, Kenny. He's so confident when he gets the ball down the block.
He didn't use a little bump to create a little space.
No way. Oh, another three. Yeah, way by Tommy Thomas. Are you kidding me?
Don't hurt him. Tommy, is the quarterback feeling it or what?
20 points for Thomas, 13 of them in this third quarter.
Touchdown.
Wow. Tyrone Roper into the game.
Here it is again. Look at how far. That's an NBA three by Thomas. Nothing but net. He was on a roll.
Excuse me, Kenny. 9 of 14 for Richards here in this third quarter. Lights out shooting.
Look at the defense, though. Look at the defense. Look at how far out they are trying to start their offense.
Going baseline. Oh, look at the block by Richard and a foul. Ward will go to the free throw line.
Well, Richard came over from the weak side, thought he had a jump ball.
Right, but he got some body.
But look at how far they had to start their offense away from the basket.
First meeting we mentioned back on November 19th. Richards won it by 22, 85-63. As the free throw is good by Ward. Twelve and a half seconds remaining here in this third quarter. Second free throw is also good by Demetrius, and it's 59-53. to 39. 20-point lead here. Roper takes it in, blocked by Clark. Ball loose. Sconiers puts it in. And that is the end of the third quarter, and it's been all Richards here tonight. The Bulldogs lead at the end of 3, 61 to 39, as we are back for the final 8 minutes as Carl Richard going to work for the Bulldogs. We'll be back.
You're watching the Comcast Network, CN100, Chicago.
So let's find you a phone. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I travel in business.
Smartphone. Perfect for email.
I work out a lot.
The rocker plays music.
I'm allergic to felt. I like photography.
Great. How about a camera phone?
Smartphones, music phones, camera phones, and more. The variety you want is all right here. US Cellular is wireless where you matter most.
Welcome back. I'm courtside with Richards Athletic Director Ken Styler. First of all, welcome. And you got to be a happy man these days when you have an alumnus like Dwayne Wade giving contributions to your program.
Very much so. You're going to see me many times with smiles, especially in this room. But Dwayne has been unbelievable. He made a phone call at T-Mobile and made this all possible. New floor, new sound system. We marked Dwayne Wade Day on March 19th, and he's made a lot of contributions to our school and into the community, and I wish a lot of athletes did that, what he did.
He's got a summer camp, too, that he holds here in the gym as well.
It's usually the last 2 weeks in July. It's a 3-4-day camp, and it's from kids ranging from about 10 years old to 16 years of age. It's free. There's about 500 students, and basically feeds them, gives them gifts, and takes good care of those kids. We have a lot of fun for 3-4 days.
Oh, that's the way it's supposed to work. A true professional, isn't he?
Yes, he likes to give back to what he once didn't have, and now he likes to give back to the community of those people.
Yeah, well, you've got his brother here too, right?
Yes.
An assistant coach?
Demetrius is the assistant. I coached his half-brother. My first 2 years is when Dwayne graduated, Darnell, and he had also another half-brother, Gadamus Longbay, and we're families really connected here to Richards High School.
Okay, thanks, Coach, for coming over and talking to us. Let's go back over to Kenny.
Tommy don't hurt him again. Boy, Tommy Thomas is really on a roll. This young man is really showing his athleticism. Here he is again, handling the basketball in the backcourt, sees an opening, attacks the basket, sees the seam, and goes in. Little body language, gets a high five from the cheerleader. Everything going right for Tommy Thomas tonight.
Tommy Thomas wears number 23. That is exactly how many points he's got tonight. 64 to 39. What a display here by the Bulldogs. A 20.
Thomas again
with the steal. 28-point second quarter. They followed that up with a 24-point third quarter. Prattle. Nope. And the rebound comes out to Ward. Demetrius has Gonzalez to beat. And he does, and a nice layup by Demetrius Ward.
Yeah, great athletic move by Ward, attacking the basket. They needed that layup, but what they have to do is stop things like this by Tommy Thomas.
Wow, unstoppable, 25 for Tommy Thomas. And that's exactly how many Richards leads by, 25. Three ball by Pullen is no good. Denson with the rebound.
The Bulldogs still running. Now they're going to put it in the half court, but everybody was down court. They just didn't have a good look at the basket, but they have not stopped running tonight.
Ward, and the follow is good by David Harrison, and quickly a timeout taken by the Astros, a 30-second timeout.
Here it is again. Now they're going to get this basket. Here it is again. Nice drive to the hoop. Follow it up. They're going to call a timeout. Maybe he's going to tell this guy, look, guys, we got this basket here, but we need to really pick it up on the offensive end, and we need to pick it up also defensively.
Hey, the game of the week brings you a boys showdown in the Sika East. Tune in on Saturday, February 9th at noon as the TF South Rebels host the Thornton Wildcats. For additional air dates and times, visit our website at cn100.tv.
Well, we've talked about Tommy Thomas being on a roll. In the second half, he had 7 out of 8 from the field, including that long three-pointer. He is really, really feeling it.
Averaging just about 11 points per game, Tommy Thomas has put on a show here.
I think he'll get his 11 tonight.
Oh, yeah. And then so. Denson, after the timeout, puts it in. And that was not easy, folks.
That was not easy because he had to shoot over 6'7" Marcus Clark with those long arms.
13 for Mike Denson. 68-43. And the drive nicely done by Derek Pullen.
Here they come again. See, they don't stop running. They don't stop running. They just run and get down court. They have the 68-45 lead, but they do not stop running.
Derek Pullen guilty of the foul. That's his third and the team's third. So Sean Prattle will be at the line here to shoot 2. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line tonight.
Well, Shepard needs more of this, Mark. Just attack the basket, get to the basket, get to the hoop, make some things happen. They need to do a little bit more of that by Pullen.
Prattle hits the 2 free throws. He's got 9, and it's 70-45. A nice interior pass by Pullen, and Harrison with the layup.
Boy, that's a great feel for the basketball game there.
Richard up to Denson. Denson takes it to the hoop again. Boy, we sound like a broken record, but Richard's attacking.
Yeah, and see, especially Denson. His game plan is to attack the basket.
And at the defensive end, here they are with full court pressure. Coach Geppetto is not going to let up.
Not after losing a 1-point game on Wednesday.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But
here's Harrison.
Step backwards. You know he took a step backwards?
Yeah. He gets
a rebound.
Yeah, and puts it in. He likes to use the glass. Tommy Thomas will bring it out to Gonzalez. 16 points for David Harrison to lead the Astros. Gonzalez, a little bit out of control. Richard has it now. And a steal. Here's Ward. Ward splits a couple of Bulldogs and lays it in.
You know what? He's going to call a timeout, and I don't blame him. He's going to really get into his guys, and he's going to tell them, look, you guys to quit playing.
Timeout taken by Richards as the Bulldogs lead it 70-51. Time now for our trivia question. And the question tonight involves Mr. Dwayne Wade. What was the result of Dwayne Wade's final game as a Richards Bulldog?
The result? The game?
Well, there's the answer. 67-55 loss to Brother Rice in the Eisenhower Sectional Final, March 10th, 2000.
I knew that.
Take a look at the jersey.
There you see the jersey, number 25, Dwayne Wade.
Well, that's great.
What is he now, number 3, right?
Yeah, I think so, for the Miami Heat. Yep.
Yep. Well, this is the reason you call it a timeout. See, Richards has done a great job defensively. This is just too easy. This is just a walk in the park there for Demetrius Ward, and I don't blame Coach for calling a timeout. He really let him guys have it. He said, look, you guys just quit playing, and we're not going to have that. Remember, we lost by 1 point in our last game. They quit playing. That's a great timeout to get the guys refocused. Say, look, this game is not over.
4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. And Shepard is coming out with that full court trapping defense now. Thomas and Gonzalez in the backcourt. There's Richard in the middle, and they break it. Well, now it's stolen by Ward. So good pressure D by the Astros. Boy, Shepard not quitting out there either, can he?
No. They know they can get back in the ball game with shots like that.
Pullen answers the right baseline.
Well, that's 17 for Pullen.
70-53. Prattle, the alley-oop to Thomas. He'll bring it out. As we are under 4 minutes to go. 70-53, Richards. Richard. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Steven Reynolds.
Boy, Reynolds had Richard on the baseline. That's not a happy coach there. But when you get a guy on the baseline, that's just like being double teamed.
Yes.
And he bailed him out with a little bit of a hip check.
Third foul on Reynolds. As Gonzalez gets it across the timeline. Guarded by Ward. And Richard spreading it out here. Richard working the block. Denson driving and laying it in.
Well, we know he's not afraid to go to the hoop.
15 for Denson. 72-53. And a whistle and a traveling violation called on Ward.
Well, Ward got away with an extra step the last time he had the basketball. But the Bulldogs spread the floor. They get the ball to Denson. You give him the baseline, you're asking for trouble. And I love the way that he dribbled with his left hand. As he saw the left baseline, he switched hands, went over to the left, goes in for the easy layup. And one thing we know with Denson, he will attack that basket. He is not afraid to attack.
Gonzalez up top now gets double and triple teamed. Someone's going to be open. And there's Prattle in the right corner. They'll bring it out to Gonzalez. Tommy Thomas.
Oh, he had the shot. He didn't take it.
Yeah. I think he's got direct orders from Coach Geppetto not to.
Well, what I think they're doing, they're not trying to delay the game. They're working now on the delay game for a game that may need it.
Right.
See, this is, now you're working on something for the future.
Yep.
And there's nothing like game competition. So what he's doing now, he's working on his delay game for a game he may need his delay game.
Yep. And he's making them work, Kenny, just as hard offensively with that.
Yes.
As he would at the defensive end. 72-53, near steal in the backcourt by Ward. As Coach Ciccarello is going to clear his bench now. Just over the 2-minute mark. Prattle dunks it, but it's before the shot. And the foul on Marcus Clark. And that would be his fifth. So Clark fouling out here with 2:17 to go. Finishes with 5 points.
Everybody out for Shepard.
And we got a timeout taken here, a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Geppetto.
Timeout, Richards.
Just a reminder that the Game of the Week coverage of the 2007-2008 hoop season continues with the boys game in Waukegan. Watch Monday, February 11th at 7 p.m. as the soaring Warhawks of North Chicago visit the Waukegan Bulldogs. For additional air dates and times, visit our website at cn100.tv.
Well, since Shepard emptied their bench, Richards, they're not going to rub it in their face, which is a thing of beauty. They've decided to bring in their subs also. Once Shepard waved the white flag and brought in their bench, Richards did the same thing and said, you know what, we're going to bring in our guys too. We're not going to embarrass anybody, which I think is a class move by the entire coaching staff here at Richards High School.
So Richards will now go to 17-4 on the year. They'll go to 8-0 and on top of the South Suburban Red Conference. And Shepard will drop to 15-6. They'll be 6-2 in the South Suburban Blue Conference. Outside is Lamar Harvey. Tyrone Roper with the ball now for Richards.
These guys are shoot because they don't get a lot of playing time. See, they want to score.
Inside to Kyle Rankin.
They're going to score. They're going to shoot.
Oh, an offensive foul as he hooked his
Must have been a hook.
defender. Yeah, a foul on Kyle Rankin.
When he had the starters in there, he was working on his delay game. But, man, once you bring in 5 subs, they want to get in the book. They're trying to score.
Absolutely. And driving to the hoop, number 23, Brian Colin. And he'll come to the line to shoot 2 as Tyrone Roper picking up the personal foul.
Well, 72 points for the Bulldogs. Very impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm more impressed with the defense. I was really impressed with their defense. I think defensively is where they won this game.
Especially in that second quarter.
Second quarter.
I know they scored 28 points, which is a lot, but they really turned up the the pressure at the defensive end as well. Here comes Richards as we are a minute and a half left. Oh, a nice drive to the left hand is Lamar Harvey.
Yeah, I told you the guys on the bench, they're not going to run that delay game. They want to score. Yeah, I've been where they are most of my career.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a turnover. And Richards quickly ahead. Tyrone Roper is fouled from behind, and Roper will come to the line here to shoot 2. Minute 9 remaining. Well, Tommy Thomas, what a game he has had tonight. 25 points to lead all scores. Free throw no good. Would he be our U.S. Cellular Player of the game?
I would think so.
All right.
I would think so.
We'll go with him.
And you know, I taught Tommy just about everything he knows playing on an AAU team.
Joe Haymay, number 40, in the game for Shepard. Did he play for your AAU team?
Yeah. Well, it's Tobias Walker's AAU team. I just help out.
All right.
Actually, I just get in the way.
74 to 55. An impressive performance turned in by Coach John Chiappetto's Bulldogs. Outside shot, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Jeff Harris. Harvey gets it across. This is Roper. He'll spot up for a 3 ball. Can't get it to go. Danos tracks it down for Richards, and we've got an injury down in the and we certainly don't want to see that.
No.
Ankle, it looks like. That's Kyle Rankin, I believe, 6'4" junior, is down. Here with under a minute to go here in this ball game.
It looked like he probably came down on somebody's foot.
Kenny, CN 100 Hoops ramped up coverage means even more new highlights to evaluate for our weekly on-demand sports short feature, Game Buster 5. Game Buster 5 is Comcast's recognition of the top 5 impact plays from this weekend's games. Look for key steals, big dunks, lightning fast breaks, and game-busting buckets on demand. It's Game Buster 5, only on Comcast. Look for details on our website, cn100.tv. As you see, Rankin getting helped off the court by Gonzalez and Thomas.
Yeah, I think he came down on somebody's foot.
And turned it, yeah. I think you're right. Certainly don't like to see that, but hopefully Rankin will be okay. 74-55. Harris gets it back. Pass over to Roper. Roper will pull up from 12 and drill it. Tyrone Roper showing the range, a 6'2" senior. And the lead is 21. We've got a foul.
Boy, here's the Roper's basket, the 6'2" senior. Boy, look at this, off the dribble drive. Stops, pops, nothing but net. But it says here, James Island, South Carolina?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a transfer.
Yeah. Well, the seedings for the IHSA tournament coming out next week. Be interesting to see all the different seedings. 4 classes, of course, this year.
Boy, I'm so excited about the state tournament, of course. You know, we'll have it covered right here on CN 100.
We always have some great matchups. Final seconds winding down here, and that will be it. The Richards Bulldogs come away with the victory as they knock off the Shepard Astros tonight here in Oaklawn by a score of 76-55. Richards now 17-4 on the year. Shepard is now 15-6. We'll step aside and come back and hear from our U.S. Cellular Player of the Game. That's coming up next.
You're watching the Comcast Network, CN 100, Chicago.
The landscape of Illinois politics is rapidly changing across the state. The people responsible for this change and their policies continues to evolve. From local leaders to statewide office holders, find out who the guiding forces are in Illinois politics. Join House Republican leader Tom Cross as he brings you the policies and the people who make them to the forefront on Policymakers, exclusively on the Comcast Network.
Welcome back to Richards as the Bulldogs knock off the Shepard Astros tonight by a score of 76-55. Don Johnson is standing by with our U.S. Cellular Player of the Game. DJ.
Courtside with the multi-talented Tommy Thomas, an outstanding outing for you. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
You guys turned up the defense in the second half. A little sluggish start, but in the second half, the defense sort of created your offense in the second half.
Yeah, we've been working on them sluggish starts, but, I mean, we came out, Coach gave us a good speech at halftime. We came out, we did the best we can do, and we got the win. So.
I saw Coach Shepard kind of talking to you guys early prior to the game about trying to get to certain zones on the floor to play some pressure defense. What was that about?
Oh, he just wanted us to get up and pressure him. I mean, it was senior night, so we wanted to show our parents what we can do and show them we not, being with our coach for a long time for no reason. I mean, we coming out and we playing hard every night, so we just trying to play the best we can, and we got the win. So that's
You're a multi-talented athlete. You're on your way to Purdue to play football, not basketball.
Yeah.
Which one do you like more?
To tell you the truth, I like basketball more, but football is my ticket, so I'm going to go with that one.
You're going to play strong safety there?
Free safety.
Free safety, maybe a little quarterback possibly?
No, I can't do the quarterback, no.
All right, player of the year, multi-talented athlete, 25 points tonight, though. Great outing. Our U.S. Cellular Player of the Game. Tommy Thomas, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go back. Hey, is it true that Kenny McReynolds taught you everything you know?
No, Kenny didn't teach me. Now, Kenny is just a funny guy, man. But he was around. He taught me a little bit. That dunk I had, that was from Kenny.
Mark, did you hear that? Kenny's a funny guy. Let's go back over to Mark and Kenny.
Oh, that's the comment of the year right there. Oh, my. Thank you, Tommy. Coverage of tonight's game is sponsored by Comcast, digital cable with on-demand, high-speed internet with power boost and reliable home phone service. Get all three great products on one convenient bill. Call 1-888-4BEST-TV and ask about the triple play. And by U.S. Cellular Wireless, where you matter most. And Kenny McReynolds, care to rebut on that comment?
I try to be a funny guy. You know, he's a funny guy. I try to be a funny guy. I had to keep the team loose, but I tell you what, he is an outstanding basketball player. But you notice he did say I taught him that dunk.
That's right.
I did teach him the dunk.
Tommy Thomas led the way with 25 points. Mike Denson chipped in with 15. Carl Richard with 14. And what about this Bulldogs team, Kenny, as we head into the postseason tournament?
Well, I think if you can get defense like they played in the second half, I really think this team can go far. Because we know Richard is an outstanding basketball player. Tommy can play like that. This team can really be something special because they can do it on both ends of the floor. And in the playoffs, you want a team that can play great defense.
All right. For the Astros, they were led by David Harrison and also Derek Pullen. He chipped in with 15 points for the Astros. So that'll do it from D. Wade Court, Richards High School here in Oak Lawn. For Andy Zielkowski and the rest of our Comcast Network crew, for Don Johnson, Kenny McReynolds, Mark Kruger saying so long from Richards High School. The Bulldogs knock off the Astros 76-55. This has been a Comcast Network Sports presentation. So long, everybody.